Okay, so this is me starting a video to run a dungeon, and I noticed my latency was fairly high. However, I mean, it seems to be, when I press the button, like it seems to be doing something, so there doesn't seem to be a delay, so I'm going to try and run a dungeon, and we'll see what happens, because I don't think this doesn't seem to be having much of an effect, so.
I have many, many wares. Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
Okay, folks, welcome back to Shadowlands. Going to attempt to do the Necrotic Wake. Where? Move things around. There we go. Where is the fantastic? And why can't I target anymore? There we go. So there's not really anything here that benefits me per se. Everything is lower item level than what I already have. However, there are a couple trinkets that I would like to have. One is for healing and one is for DPS. So, since this is the only dungeon available to me until I think it's 53 and I'm 52. Run one just to see. Attempted to run this yesterday, and it did not go well. The group was a mix of low levels and max levels, and the tank was just not helpful. No one was really explaining anything, no one really knew what to do, and people kept leaving, and the group just basically fell apart with that. So I'm hoping for better luck today. So questing is just not really keeping me entertained. So Plaguefall is the next available dungeon as far as I know, and that you actually have to go to a different zone for. So Bastion is just until 53. So.
Blightbone, rip you apart!
Under normal circumstances, I would try to run for the Pathfinder achievement. However, I don't know that that actually matters now that it's tied to your Covenant campaign. So I'm a little more focused on that at the moment. Do I need to be closing you guys? No. Okay, we're pulling up Big Totem, and we're going to throw down our shield on. Guess what? Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised as somebody who first run dungeons like this was fairly difficult. I'm going to die. For being your entry level dungeon, this was fairly challenging. There were a lot of mechanics.
Blightbone failed.
Which left me of two minds.
Stitch Flesh will be irked to know you destroyed his prize creation. Though I am sure he would gladly take your limbs as repayment.
On one hand, it was kind of nice that there was something that was a little more challenging. On the other hand, it's your first dungeon. It's the first dungeon you get to do of the expansion. So you're trying to get geared up, you're trying to level up. I don't know, my first experience here was not the best, so I'm trying to reserve my final judgment until I've actually had a chance to run this a couple times, so. that was mechanics were part of the problem on the
It is too far away.
third boss we did. That was the furthest I got. Was we weren't doing something we were supposed to do, and nobody really said anything for a couple minutes, and then the tank finally said something, and we just really couldn't get coordinated to do it. Am I supposed to be like cleansing me or something? I'm really dead now. So that's I was okay. I have no idea what's happening right now. So I think, what did we just wipe, or
I am
what
out of range.
exactly is happening here? Okay, what is this? Healing absorbed. Okay. So yeah. Case in point, like, there's a lot to take into consideration here. Makes me wonder what the other dungeons are going to be like. I thought it was partially just me having not really done much. I had kind of left this character just set for a good portion of Battle for Azeroth. And I thought, well, maybe I'm just a little rusty, maybe I'm just not getting in the swing of things, but I felt like, after a few minutes, we got a couple bosses down, and, we fought some trash mobs and stuff. I thought, no, I'm getting back in the swing of this, and it's just something is not. I would almost say if this is going to be
Face
typical
me, necromancer. Thanatos
of
will be avenged.
the other dungeons, this is almost too many
Are you so
mechanics.
eager to share your
I can't
underling's fate?
imagine what Mythic's
Your
like.
vaunted courage will be your doom. Your temple lies in ruin. Your brethren are butchered. You have already lost.
Vile monster!
And it really is one of those situations where people are never happy, because if you made something that was too easy, I suppose then people would complain. A portion of the player base would complain that they're too easy. On the other hand, if you make them too hard, then a portion of the player base says they're too hard. So, dungeons, though, I always felt like, and I feel like it's the way it's been in game, is they're kind of a moderate. A moderately difficult thing to do, because their purpose is to help you get geared and something to do in a group. Things like that. So, well, and then part of the problem, this was kind of around the spot we had the first initial issue. The tank tried to skip a bunch of trash, and that typically never works. And especially in a group where I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one that it was their first time here. So then after we wiped, then we went back and cleared all the trash. We're able to move forward a little easier. So apparently I can dispel that little debuff, but then it comes right back. So what a pain. I don't know if we're just not, somebody's not interrupting something they should be. I honestly could not. We're 15 minutes into this and we've killed one boss. If that gives you any indication here. And I spent, it's about half the time I spent on the on my first run, or my first initial try here. I feel like we're maybe killing more trash than we need to, which is then putting more of a burden on me to heal more than I should be.
You will be brought to justice! You dare deny me the sky? Then I shall answer in kind!
Foolish Paragon! There is nothing you can do to stop us. No matter. My minions
Now, apparently on
are
the stick,
endless.
you can get this mount. Which I guess is fine if you like this kind of
The fallen shall serve me again.
mount. I personally do not. It's a Chimera. You got one when you completed the Pathfinder achievement for.
With sacrifice comes victory.
Legion. No. Warlords. There we go. Knew that wasn't right. Yeah, because I remember getting it in Shinan Jungle.
The fallen shall serve me again.
And it's okay. I mean, this one's a little more detailed.
Your arrival proved timely, yet the battle rages on. We cannot rest until these invaders are purged from our skies.
Which, case in point, nobody told me this. I was standing here by myself going, where did everyone go?
I will lead the effort here, while my disciples bring you to the necropolis. Let us end this atrocity.
All the corpses we need, Stitch Flesh. Prepare to strike at the next temple.
So this was the furthest I got.
Just a moment longer. It seems that the parts for my new creation have arrived at last.
So the thing we didn't understand was once you clear out all this trash, he sends abominations that send out a hook, and you have to. He'll target a random player, and you have to move in front of the boss so that the abomination will pull the boss off the stage there, and once he's off the stage, then you can, the group can attack him. That was what we did not understand, and the encounter just kept sending abominations out, and we kept killing abominations, and then it kept sending, it was just looping over and over and over again. It wasn't stopping, and it was getting rather irritating after a few minutes. And then there's also stuff on the ground here, right up there, as you can see, that will do damage to you, of course. So it's not as easy as just standing in front of the boss. Oh no, you have to move and do. Have to move out of the way so you're not standing and stuff. Then you have to move back if he targets you. As I said, it's an awful lot for a dungeon, especially a dungeon that low-level players in the beginning of an expansion, the intro stages of an expansion are going to be going through. I don't really see the point in only giving you one dungeon up front. I think how they did it in Battle of Azeroth was perfectly fine. They gave you, they gave each side different ones. I think there were 2 or 3, and then as you leveled, you unlocked another one, and then when you reached max level, you could do them all. I thought that was a perfectly fair thing to do. It made the experience different for both sides. It gave you something to do at end game. They seem to be going overall, from what I have experienced so far with dungeons and questing and things. They seem to be going backwards. Bearing in mind,
Come, my assistant. These raw materials are in need of processing.
Very proud to say that while Battle for Azeroth was still in development, they were thinking ahead to the next expansion, which would be Shadowlands. So they have had over 2 years of thinking about what they wanted to do with this. So they can't say, well, we ran out of time. We were working on Battle of Azeroth content.
Incompetent oafs. Gorgrind, try not to damage those limbs whilst you tear them off.
Okay, so this is where I believe this thing no, we're getting close though, because there's one over here, there's one over here, and then I believe the encounter starts, as I was saying. So
How vexing! Rotspew,
okay.
get to work and don't fail me like your predecessor!
Can I dispel that? I cannot. Yeah, see, and then there's stuff on the ground. If you ever want to make an instance just the worst place ever to be, just put stuff on the ground.
No! Now I have to rebuild those 2 from
Okay,
scratch.
so this is how it starts.
I'll have you in stitches.
Now, he'll eventually target, I'm even going to just kind of stand over here. He'll eventually target a player.
I must preserve your parts for
You
later.
can't just stand like in front of the boss. You have to keep moving. See, aim for the boss. Goodness.
Oh, I'm awfully proud of have you no risk. I'll have you in stitches.
You'll just keep repeatedly going through this over and over and over again. Like, I would like to know who thought this was a good idea to start out with.
I must preserve your parts for later. Another exquisite creation.
Okay.
I'll have you in stitches. No! That one was my favorite.
They used to.
I must preserve your parts for later.
They used to release statistics on what the most killed mobs were and the mobs that have killed the most.
Oh,
And I'm guessing like
awfully
the
proud
final
of
boss
this
here
one.
is going to end up being like one of the least
I must
killed.
reserve your parts for later.
So that we
I'll
can get
have
past
you
this
in
part.
stitches.
Okay, so I don't know that he's even close. Nope.
I must reserve your parts for later.
Move closer.
No! That one was my favorite. Oh, I'll have you in stitches.
See, meanwhile, I'm sitting here trying to keep everyone healed from
I must reserve your
a
parts for
multitude of
later.
things going on, and see, he's not getting in close enough to.
No! That one was. I must reserve your parts for later. Oh, I'll have you in stitches.
This is also not helping. So now we have multiple ones out. Now we're okay. Put out the big totem. Yeah, and get out of the way. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
I must reserve your parts for later.
I don't see. He's just grabbing me. I don't think we're getting this here. So
I'll have you in
frustrating.
stitches. I must preserve imbecile. I'm the one who made you.
There we go. Stay. Now we grabbed him off the stage there. Now, unfortunately, that is not the end of it. The boss will end up going back on the stage, kind of on a clock.
Have you no respect for
Because
craftsmanship?
it's not, from what I can tell, it's not at a certain percentage that he runs back. It's just after so long a time. Then it starts all over again.
My constructs can handle you on their own. I'll have you in
This is
stitches.
the second time we tried this. The people had left the group. We got new people, and well, I actually think
I must preserve your parts for later.
and
No! That one was my favorite.
I'm probably not sending notices. I even popped Hero, thinking we could just burn him down before he jumps back up there.
Oh, I'm awfully proud of this one. I'll have you in stitches.
The process just kept starting over again, regardless of what we were doing.
Have you no respect for craftsmanship? Imbecile!
There
I'm
you
the
go.
one who made you.
Oh, that was perfect. You saw it firsthand there. Let's get that out. Let's get that out. Very good. Okay.
My greatest was yet to come.
What was that? Oh, it's a mace. Very nice. Okay. Cool. I'll take that. So this part I have yet to see because we, as I said, couldn't get past the final. Okay. Yeah, it would help if I was actually lined up here. There we go. I will say this, the aesthetics are very nice. I'm very curious to see the the plague zone that this is all supposed to be tied to.
Bastion shall be laid to waste.
Okay. You know what? I'm just going to become a hot hero because why not? I don't know that I'm not supposed to.
The chill of death. None can escape
again,
the storm.
Wow.
A fool to face. I have had enough of you.
So, Spirit Walker's Grace comes in handy here.
None can escape the storm.
Quickly put down so.
I have had enough. None can escape the storm. The chill of death protects me.
About at 50%, so really would like to get like a thing. Probably need to put another totem at that.
None can escape the storm. The chill of death protects me.
Probably kill you.
I have had enough of you.
Oh, okay. He's just sending us away.
None can escape the storm.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
The chill of death protects me.
I'm a healer. I can't, okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have to try then, aren't we? Okay, he's not.
None can escape the storm.
I welcome you.
Really?
I have had enough of you.
It's at 39%. What happened?
A fool to face me.
That's what happened.
The chill of death protects me.
I
have had enough of you. None can escape the storm.
Well, to be fair, I think we're going to have to wipe the struggle.
The chill of death protects me.
Lost a DPS.
None can escape the storm. A pity. You will not witness this realm's destruction.
You gonna heave? Gonna res? Okay. Mass res everyone. As I do, you know. Well, I kind of let you die. Kind of let you die, so I guess that's at least I can do it. Okay. and we don't feel
Bastion shall be laid to waste.
this might be one of those just kind of steady as she goes fights where
The chill of death protects me. None
just
can escape the storm.
rinse and repeat.
I have had enough of you.
Okay, fine, we'll stay alive through that. See if the DPS can stay alive through.
The chill of death protects me. None can escape the storm.
Let's go ahead and pop that. Tank back up. Down another totem.
The chill of death protects me. None can escape the storm.
So we seem to be getting it once you understand the basics.
I have had enough of you.
He is in the other. Let's see there. We got mirrors.
The chill of death protects me. None can escape the storm. You were a fool to face me.
It's fine. He's at 5%. Push it back in the tank. Type.
A fleeting
There we go.
victory
Okay.
against a fraction of our forces.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, once we kind of understood what we were doing, it wasn't bad. Basically, just keep moving. And there's the trinket I wanted. So very good. Okay, let's see what that brings my item level up to. Which one was I replacing? So I was replacing that one. Yes. Sacrifice health to charge. Healing a target below. To charge. 30 seconds on the target. Okay. So there we go. Okay, folks. Can I talk to this lady?
Welcome, brave soul.
Return me to the ground now.
It is the way.
Right here. So, okay, folks, there you go. There is the Necrotic. That's the name of it, right? Necrotic Wake. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.